Hello and welcome to 1969 baseball. The Cubs are looking to continue their winning ways in Los Angeles against the Dodgers. They have started out this road trip 3-1 so far, and now we're going to see Game 2 against the Dodgers. The Cubs winning a dramatic comeback win in extra innings against the Dodgers yesterday. The Cubs' Dick Selma is going out to the mound. He's making start number 8 with a 3-2 record, 3.20 ERA, 1.30 WHIP. Selma will have a lineup around him of Gosger, Beckert, Williams, Santo, Blomberg, Hundley, Kessinger, Banks, and the pitcher Selma batting ninth. He is going to be opposed by the Dodgers' Don Sutton. Sutton is making start number 9. He is 4-2 with a 3.46 ERA, 1.06 WHIP. And the Dodgers lineup is going to be Joshua, Sizemore, Fairley, Costco, Sudeikis, Crawford, Hammock, Litsecki, and then Sutton batting ninth. So it is 64 degrees in Los Angeles. Wind blowing out to right at 7 mph, a light breeze. And this is going to bring up the Cubs' leadoff hitter, Jim Gosger. He is facing Sutton in the top of the first inning. The Cubs coming into this contest with a 17-23 record, and the Dodgers coming in with a 19-18 record. The Cubs lead the season series 2-1 so far. Now, Gosger is stepping in against Sutton. He steps up to the plate from the left side. The righty Sutton delivers. And that's going to be a liner down the right field line. That'll be a leadoff single for Gosger. He stops at first after a wide turn. And now he is on base as Glenn Beckert is the next batter. Nobody out, runner on first. Beckert facing Sutton with Gosger on first. Are we going to try to run with Gosger? We might very well do that. Let's see how this pitch sequence plays out. Here's the first pitch, and there's a pop-up to left. Coming in is the left fielder, and the catch is made for out number 1. Next up, Billy Williams. With 1 out, 1 man on. Sutton facing Williams with a 3-1 count. Here comes the pitch. That is inside. It is ball 4. So Williams drawing the walk. Puts 2 men on with 1 out, and Ron Santo is the next batter. Santo, been cold of late, needs to get his bat back on track here with a good chance to give the Cubs a lead here in the first inning. Santo facing Sutton with a 2-strike count, and there is strike 3 called. Sutton strikes out Santo looking with the slider, and that's the second out of the inning. Blomberg now the batter. With 2 outs and 2 men on, Cubs still trying to break through in their first inning. Here's a 2-1 pitch, and Blomberg's going to pop it up to right. Should be routine, the right fielder coming in to make the catch and end the inning. So the Cubs strand 2, we go to the bottom of the first of a 0-0 ball game. Vaughn Joshua leading off for the Dodgers here in the first inning. 2-2 count. Joshua waiting for the pitch from Selma. And here it comes. And a grounder up the middle. Beckert goes over, he has it, he throws to first, and Joshua's retired by half a step for out number 1. Next up is Sizemore with 1 out, nobody on. Selma facing Sizemore with a 2-0 count. Here comes the pitch. Selma delivering, and a liner past the third base. Oh, right at the third baseman. Santo gets his glove up. That looked like it was headed for left field. Santo getting the out for the second out of the inning. Fairley now the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. First pitch to Ron Fairley, and that is a liner into right. That's going to be played on a hop as Fairley has a 2-out single. First base hit of the ball game for the Dodgers. Next up, Andy Costco with 2 outs, 1 man on. Selma working first pitch, and that gets away, goes all the way to the backstop. The wild pitch is going to allow the runner to advance to second. And now, Costco facing Selma with 2 outs and a runner in scoring position. Here's a 1-ball pitch. And a liner into center field coming in fast is Gosger. He gets under it and he makes the catch for out number 3. So the Dodgers strand a runner. We're going to the top of the second of a 0-0 ball game. Next up, Randy Hundley facing Sutton. Nobody out, nobody on. 3-1 count. Here comes the pitch. And he's going to ground that one past the third baseman down the left field line. Randy Hundley is going to lead off the inning with a 2-base hit as he slides into second with an aggressive double. He just never stopped running when he rounded first. And so Hundley in scoring position with nobody out. Next up, Don Kessinger. Runner on second. Sutton facing Kessinger. The switch hitting Kessinger from the left side. Here's a one-strike pitch. And he's going to line that one, but right at the shortstop. That's going to be out number 1. Man, if that could have just gotten through to the outfield, it might have driven in the run. Ernie Banks now the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Here's a 2-0 pitch to Ernie Banks. Sutton delivering. And Banks is going to drive that one in the gap in left center field. That's going to drive in the run. Rounding third and heading home is the runner on second. Banks is going to slide into second with an RBI double. And the Cubs have taken a 1-0 lead here in the top of the second inning. So Ernie Banks with the RBI double gets his 15th RBI of the season, and now Dick Selma's the batter. Selma is going to be looking to lay down a bunt here with 1 out, 1 man on. Here is the pitch, and Selma lays down the bunt over to the right side. Banks is going to easily advance over to third as Selma is thrown out at first. And now we go to Jim Gosger. Gosger 1 for 1 in the game. He has coming up with 2 outs and the runner 90 feet away. 1-2 is the count, and Gosger swings and misses for strike 3. So Sutton threw the fastball by him outside, and Gosger chased it to end the inning. We go now to the bottom of the second. It's a 1-0 Cub lead. Selma facing Sudeikis. Leading off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the second. 1-1 count, and Sudeikis drives it in the gap in left center field. Chasing is the center fielder Gosger on the warning track. He makes the catch for out number 1. So Crawford now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. 1-1 pitch to Crawford. Selma delivering. There's a ground ball to the left side. Santo has it. He throws over to first. That's out number 2. Next up is Hammock with 2 outs and nobody on. Selma working with a 2-2 count. And a grounder toward the shortstop this time. Kessinger has it in short left field. Throws over to first and ending the inning. So the Dodgers retired in order. We're going to the top of the third of a 1-0 Cub lead. Glenn Beckert is the next batter. Leading off for the Cubs in the top of the third inning, facing Don Sutton. Cubs up by 1. Here's the first pitch to Glenn Beckert. And there's a grounder toward third, picked up and thrown over to first. That'll be out number 1. Next up is Billy Williams with 1 out and nobody on. Full count pitch to Billy Williams. Here it comes. And he's going to swing and miss at strike 3 at a screws ball. So Williams did not know what to do with that pitch. Swung and missed like he had a hole in his bat. And now Ron Santo is the batter. He is 0 for 1 today, facing Sutton with 2 outs and nobody on. 1-2 is the count. Santo waiting for the pitch. And a ground ball to first. Picked up and stepping on the base is Costco, which will end the inning. So the Cubs go down in order. We go down to the bottom of the third of a 1-0 Chicago lead. And now Lisetsky is the batter for the Dodgers. That's a hard name to pronounce. Selma facing Lisetsky to lead off the Dodgers half of the third. Here's a 1-2 count and the pitch, and Selma gets the ground ball to short. Picked up by Kessinger, throwing over to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. The pitcher Sutton bats next with 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 2-0 count, and the pitch to Don Sutton. And a grounder to short once again. Kessinger has it, throwing over to first, and that is out number 2. The third batter of the inning will be the center fielder Von Joshua. 2 outs and nobody on. Selma facing Joshua. Here is the first pitch, and a liner in right field. That is going to be a base hit. Blomberg cuts it off before it gets down into the corner, holding Von Joshua to a single. And now Ted Sizemore's the batter. 2 outs, 1 man on. First pitch to Sizemore. The runner goes. The throw goes down to second, and he is going to... Oh, the throw's going to go into center field. Randy Hundley, what did you do? You have so many problems throwing the ball down to second. 6th error of the season for Hundley at catcher. And so now the tying run is 90 feet away with 2 outs in the third inning. And Sizemore facing Selma with a 2-2 count. And there's a grounder to third. Diving is Santo. He has it. Throwing over to first, and that is going to end the inning. So the Cubs escape the inning as Selma gets him on the ground out with the runner on third. And now we go to the top of the fourth of a 1-0 ball game. Blomberg comes up as the Cubs looking for some insurance runs here in the top of the fourth. Sutton working with a full count. Blomberg waiting for the pitch. And Blomberg drives that one into center field. The diving play by Von Joshua is going to rob Blomberg of a base hit. And Joshua's in hand is in pain, but he's going to stay in the game. So next up is Randy Hundley. With one out, nobody on. Hundley 1 for 1 today. Waiting for the full count pitch. And Hundley is going to swing and miss for strike 3. So Sutton gets strikeout number 4. And it brings up Don Kessinger. 2 outs and nobody on. Kessinger waiting for the first pitch and a ground ball to second. Picked up and flipped over to first, which will end the inning. So the Cubs go down in order. We go to the bottom of the fourth of a 1-0 Cub lead. Selma facing Fairley here in the bottom of the fourth. 2-2 count. Selma delivering the pitch. Ground ball to short. Kessinger has it. He throws over to first for out number 1. Coming up next, Dick Selma's injured on the play. We're gonna have to take him out of the ball game. Dick Selma is hurt. He is out and diagnosis is pending. That does not sound good. So, because Selma is out, who are we gonna bring in to pitch in this ball game in the 4th inning? I guess it's gonna be Paul Edmondson. So Edmondson is going to be brought in, and, well, I guess we don't actually warm him up because of the injury. We just put him straight into the ball game, but this does not seem like a great situation to be bringing him into. So Edmondson comes in with 1 out in the 4th inning. He's going to face Costco, Sudeikis, and Crawford here in the Dodgers half of the 4th. 1 out, nobody on. Full count pitch. Edmondson looking to deliver. Here's the sign and the pitch. And a ground ball to second. Beckert has it. He throws over to first. That is out number 2. Edmondson now facing Sudeikis with 2 outs and nobody on. 2-strike count. Edmondson delivers the pitch. And there's a ground ball to second. Beckert has it again. Throwing over to Banks. And that'll retire the side. So we go to the top of the 5th now of a 1-0 Cub lead. Ernie Banks facing Don Sutton here in the top of the 5th inning. Banks 1 for 1 with an RBI in this game. Driven in the only run that has scored so far. And Banks leading off with a 2-strike count, waiting for the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. He chased one outside the zone. And now Edmondson the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Sutton facing Edmondson with a 2-0 count. And there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. That's the 2nd strikeout of the inning on a big curveball. 6th strikeout of the game for Don Sutton. And now Gosger is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Here's the first pitch to Jim Gosger, and that's going to be a liner into center field. On the run is Von Joshua. He makes the catch in right center to end the inning. So the Cubs go down in order. We go to the bottom of the 5th of a 1-0 Cub lead. Next up is Willy Crawford, leading off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 5th. Edmondson continuing to work for the Cubs with a 1-strike count. He is delivering the pitch, and there's a liner into right field. Blomberg on the run. He plays it on a hop, and that's a leadoff single for the Dodgers. Crawford. It brings up Hommock with nobody out, 1 man on. Tying run is on first. Here's the first pitch to Hommock, and there's a bunt right back toward the mound. The pitcher has it. He throws over to first, and that'll be the first out of the inning. So now Lesetski comes up. Still can't pronounce that name. He's facing Edmondson with 1 out and 1 man on. Here is the 2-2 pitch, and there's a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Edmondson strikes him out for the 2nd out of the inning with a big curveball. Don Sutton now the batter. 2 outs, 1 man on. Tying run in scoring position. Here's the 1-1 pitch to Sutton, and he's going to ground that one to short. Kessinger has it, throws over to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Dodgers strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the top of the 6th of a 1-0 Cub lead. Glenn Beckert is the next batter. He is leading off for the Cubs here in the top of the 6th against Don Sutton. Here's the 1-strike count and the pitch. Beckert grounding that one to second. His counterpart has it, throwing over to first, but Beckert is going to hustle down the line and beat it out for an infield single. Nice hustle right there by Glenn Beckert to get the infield single to lead off the inning. Billy Williams now the batter. Nobody out, runner on first. Williams waiting for the full count pitch. Sutton delivering. And there's a big swing and a miss for strike 3. That was a slider that dove right down under his bat. And Ron Santo is the next batter. 7 strikeouts on the day for Don Sutton, as he faces Santo with 1 out, 1 man on. Full count pitch to Santo, and there's a pop-up to center. Coming in is Von Joshua. He gets under it, and he makes the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. Next up now is Blomberg with 2 outs and 1 man on. Blomberg 0 for 2 today, facing Sutton with a 1-strike count. Here comes the pitch to Blomberg, and he's going to ground that one up the middle. Second baseman has it. He wins the foot race to the bag and gets the lead runner to end the inning. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. We're going to the bottom of the 6th of a 1-0 ball game. Edman is going to face the top of the Dodger lineup in the bottom of the 6th inning. Edmondson working with a 2-2 count, delivering the pitch. Strike 3 is called. Edmondson got him with the forkball. That's his 2nd strikeout of this appearance. And now Sizemore's the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Edmondson facing Sizemore with 1 out, nobody on. And there's a liner past the first baseman into right field. That's going to be a 1-out single, as Sizemore stops at first, and it brings up Ron Fairley. With 1 out, runner on first, 1-run ball game here in the bottom of the 6th inning. 1-1 is the count, and there's a pop-up to center. Gosger adjusting toward left center. He makes the catch, and that is out number 2. Edmondson now will face Costco with 2 outs, and Sizemore on first, representing the tying run. Here's the 1-1 pitch, and a pop-up to right center. Blomberg, long run, and he's going to make the catch and end the inning. So the Dodgers strand another runner. We're going to the top of the 7th of a 1-0 Cub lead. And now Randy Hundley is going to face Don Sutton to lead off for the Cubs in the top of the 7th. 2-2 count, Hundley waiting for the pitch. And there's a liner into right field. That is going to be played on a hop. It'll be a leadoff single for Randy Hundley. He stops at first, and it brings up Kessinger. And this is going to be where the Cubs are going to pinch run, for Randy Hundley. The pinch runner is going to be Herm Hill. So he comes in with nobody out in the 7th inning. Sutton, average at holding runners. Hammock actually very good behind the plate. Not necessarily want to run on him. So Hill on first, Kessinger the batter. 2 outs, nobody out in the top of the 7th. Here is a 1-1 pitch to Kessinger. Sutton delivering, and there's a liner into center field. That is going to be a diving catch for Von Joshua for the first out of the inning. Kessinger really hit that one well, but Joshua with a running play makes the catch. And now Ernie Banks is the batter with 1 out, 1 man on. And we are going to warm up a reliever in case the pitcher's spot comes up. So we are going to warm up Diego Segui to potentially come in the bottom of the 7th inning. Banks facing Sutton. He is 1 for 2 with an RBI today. 1 out, runner on first, top of the 7th inning. 1-2 is the count, and Banks takes strike 3 looking. So that is the curveball for strikeout number 8 on the day for Don Sutton. And now the pitcher Edmondson is going to come up to the plate, but he is going to be replaced with the left. Well, no, you know what? He's going to be replaced with Parker. So Parker coming in to pinch hit, but he's actually going to stay in and play first. Now, Parker batting from the left side against the righty Sutton here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs, runner on first. Parker trying to help give the Cubs an insurance run here in the 7th inning. Here is the first pitch, and that skips away. Hill is going to easily advance to second on that passed ball. And that brings up Parker now with a 1-ball count and 2 outs. Runner in scoring position. Here's the full count pitch. Parker's going to ground that one over to third. The throw goes over to first, and that'll end the inning. So the Cubs strand a runner. They do not score. It's time to stretch here in Los Angeles. We go to the bottom of the 7th of a 1-0 Cub lead. And now Diego Segui is going to come into this game. We're going to have Felsky. Let's see here. Well, Felsky is actually going to go down here, and he is going to catch. And Segui will move in right here and pitch. Because Segui is going to face the Dodgers' lower half of the lineup, starting with the number 5 hitter in the bottom of the 7th inning. Segui facing Sudeikis, having thrown 25 and 2/3 innings, 15 walks, 23 strikeouts, and a 2.81 ERA. Segui working with a 1-strike count. Sudeikis waiting for the pitch. Here is the sign and the delivery. And that's a grounder to second. Beckert has it. Throwing over to first. That is going to be out number 1. Next up is Crawford. He is 1 for 2 today. Facing Segui with 1 out and nobody on. Here's a 2-2 count and the pitch. And a liner into center field. That is going to fall for a base hit. So a 1-out single off of the bat of Crawford brings up Hammock. 1 out, runner on first. Tying run on first base. 1-strike count, and Diego Segui delivering the pitch. And there's a liner into center field for another base hit. So the Dodgers now have runners. Oh, the throw's going to go to third. The runner keeps going. The throw is late. And now the Dodgers have the tying run 90 feet away, as the pinch hitter is going to be Willie Davis here in the bottom of the 7th inning. So Segui might very well need to be relieved, because we're going to warm up Hamilton. We're going to visit the mound. Segui says, I've got plenty left in the tank. So Davis facing Segui with 1 out and runners on the corners here in the bottom of the 7th inning. Dodgers threatening, down by 1. Here's a 1-ball count and the pitch, and that gets away. It's going all the way to the backstop. The pitcher comes home to cover the plate, but the tying run scores, and now we have a 1-1 ball game here in the bottom of the 7th inning. The runner Hammock advancing to second, and now Davis is actually going to be awarded the intentional walk with a 2-ball count. We're just going to intentionally walk him right there. And now ball 4 is issued, and Davis heads down to first, which brings up Jim Burnett. With 1 out, runners on first and second. The double play is in order. Hammock, the lead runner. Davis over on first. Burnett batting with 1 out and a tie ball game. Here's the 1-strike pitch from Diego Segui. Grounder to second. Beckert has it. Throws to short. The relay to first. And there's a 4-6-3 double play to get the Cubs out of the inning. So the Dodgers score a run. They tie the ball game at 1. We go to the top of the 8th here in Los Angeles. And Gosger is going to lead off for the Cubs here in the top of the 8th inning. He's going to face the Dodger reliever, Pete Mickelson, who has thrown 8 2/3 innings, 1 walk, 7 strikeouts, and a 6.23 ERA. Hamilton is ready to come in. However, we're going to sit him back down for the moment. If we go to the bottom of the 7th, we are going to need the lefty, so Hamilton will probably be the guy. Although, I don't know, Jim Brewer. Yeah, Jim Brewer is going to be warmed up. He's going to pitch to the top of the Dodger lineup, probably in the bottom of the 8th inning. So Mickelson facing Gosger here in the top of the 8th. Tie ball game, 1-ball count. Gosger is waiting for the pitch. Mickelson looking for the sign. And the delivery. Here it comes. And a pop-up to short right field. Coming in fast is the right fielder. And fairly makes the catch for out number 1. Glenn Beckert now the batter. 1 out, nobody on. Here is the first pitch to Glenn Beckert. And he's going to ground that one to his counterpart at second base. And the ball is kicked. And Beckert is going to be at first on the error. What a big break for the Cubs right there. So now Billy Williams is the batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Cubs trying to break the tie with a 1-1 ball game in the top of the 8th inning. Here's the first pitch to Billy Williams. And Williams is going to hit a looper into short left field. The shortstop goes out and Sizemore collects it for the 2nd out of the inning. Ron Santo now the batter. Santo coming up with 2 outs and the runner on first. The go-ahead run on first base. Santo needs to really break out of this slump. He is 0 for 3 today. Santo facing Mickelson with a 1-2 count. Here's the pitch, and he's going to drive that one deep left field, and Santo makes this a 3-1 ball game. Look at that. Ron Santo clicking his heels going around the bases as he has just given the Cubs a 2-run lead in the top of the 8th inning. And now Blomberg is the next batter. That's home run number 6 on the season for Santo. 20 RBIs already this season. So Blomberg now the next batter for the Cubs. He comes up with 2 outs and nobody on. Cubs now up by 2. Here's a 2-strike pitch to Blomberg. Here it comes. And there's a drive into center field. Deep but playable. The center fielder, Von Joshua, goes back toward the warning track and makes the catch to end the inning. However, Ron Santo breaking out of his slump in a big way, giving the Cubs a 3-1 lead on a 2-run shot in the top of the 8th inning. So next up is Von Joshua. He's going to lead off for the Dodgers here in the bottom of the 8th inning. And the Cubs are going to bring in a reliever because Jim Brewer is ready to come in. Now, the substitution is going to go like this. Yeah, Rick Blatt is going to be the guy. So, Brewer is coming in. He's going to bat in the number 5 spot. Blatt is going to come in to play right field, and he will bat number 6 and lead off the next inning. Now, Brewer facing Joshua to lead off for the Dodgers in the bottom of the 8th inning. Here is the full count as Brewer looks to deliver the first pitch. And that is strike 3 called with the fastball, and Joshua's rung up to start out the inning. Next up is Sizemore. With 1 out, nobody on. Here's the first pitch to Sizemore from Brewer. And a liner into center field. That'll be a 1-out single. As Sizemore stopping at first, the ball comes in quickly from the outfield. Ron Fairley the next batter. 1 out, 1 man on. Brewer facing Fairley with a 2-2 count. Here comes the pitch. And there's a pop-up to center. Coming in fast is Gosger. He gets under it to make the catch for the 2nd out of the inning. And now Andy Costco's the batter. 2 outs. Runner on first. Bottom of the 8th inning. Here's the 1-1 pitch from Brewer. And he delivers. And there's a liner into center field. That'll be another base hit. Gosger has it. He throws directly to third. Oh, but the runner keeps going. And they tag him out trying to advance to third base. So that ends the inning for the Dodgers. Nice defensive play by Jim Gosger to throw out the advancing runner and end the inning. We go to the top of the 9th of a 3-1 Cub lead. Rick Blatt is going to face off against Pete Mickelson here in the top of the 9th inning, leading off for the Cubs. Blatt was a defensive replacement on double switch in the last half inning. Full count now. Blatt waiting for the pitch. And he pops that one up to center. Von Joshua on the run toward right center, and he'll make the catch for out number 1. Don Kessinger now the batter with 1 out and nobody on. Kessinger waiting for the 1-ball count. Here comes the pitch. And he's going to line that one right at the second baseman for the 2nd out of the inning. And now Felsky is the batter with 2 outs and nobody on. Felsky facing Mickelson here in the top of the 9th inning. 2-ball count. Felsky waiting for the pitch. And he's going to ground that one to short. Picked up and thrown over to first, and that will end the inning. So, the Cubs retired in order. We're going to the bottom of the 9th of a 3-1 Cub lead. And Brewer is going to throw his 2nd inning in relief to try to nail down this save for the Cubs. He is going to face Sudeikis, Crawford, and Hammock in the Dodgers lineup. And we are going to warm up... Oh, wrong bullpen. We are going to warm up Britton on the off chance that we need somebody to bail us out here in the bottom of the 9th inning. So Brewer facing Sudeikis, full count. Brewer looking to deliver the pitch. And there is inside for ball 4, so the runner takes first. Sudeikis draws the walk, and Crawford is the next batter. Nobody out, 1 man on. Cubs up by 2. Here's another full count pitch, and that is a swing and a miss for strike 3. So Brewer gets his 2nd strikeout of this appearance. and it brings up Hommock with 1 out, 1 man on. Brewer facing Hommock. This is probably the last batter he's going to face. If he can get the ground ball double play, it'll get him out of the inning. So, Brewer working with a 2-2 count, facing Hommock. Here's the pitch. Swing and a miss for strike 3. So that'll be the second strikeout of the inning, third of the game for Jim Brewer. And the second baseman, Bart Shirley, is the batter. However, this is where we're going to see Britton come in because he is warmed up and ready to pitch. So Britton will be brought in to face Shirley with 2 outs and the runner on first here in the bottom of the 9th inning. Britton working with the first pitch to Shirley. He has 1 save in 2 attempts this season. Here it comes. And there's a grounder to short. Kessinger has it. He throws over to first, and that'll end the game. So the Cubs have taken 2 straight from the Dodgers. They win this game 3-1. Cubs getting 3 runs on 6 hits with 1 error. The Dodgers 1 run on 8 hits with 1 error. And the player of today's game is going to be the Cubs, or excuse me, it's not the Cubs, Ron Santo. It's the Dodgers, Don Sutton. He went 7 innings, 5 hits, 1 run, 1 walk, and 8 strikeouts. However, the Cubs' Ron Santo is going to be the honorable mention. He went 1 for 4 with a 2-run home run, and he was the difference in this ballgame as he gave the Cubs the 3-1 lead that they ended up winning by. So, the Cubs' Dick Selma also injured. However, we do not have an update on his status. The Cubs' Jim Brewer actually earns the hold. David Segui gets the win, although he's also tagged with a blown save, and Jim Britton getting his first save of the season. Now, Sutton worked 7 innings, but Mickelson, in 2 innings of relief, ended up allowing the winning runs to score and getting tagged with the loss. So, the Cubs improved to 18-23 while the Dodgers dropped to 19-19. Thank you for watching 1969 Baseball.